Now think about this. What if I went up and punched you in the face, and you were told you cannot be offended? What if I told you that I punched you in the face because I felt it was my right and my belief to do so? And in my belief, I told you that it would not be right for you to hit me back, but I can hit you all the time. Would you stand there and be punched to death? Now, if you said yes, you've got problems. If you said no, I would defend myself, then you got even bigger problems. Have you ever noticed that when you watch the media, whenever a Trayvon Martin situation happens, everything becomes race, especially when they try to present the person as white. But have you ever noticed that when a white person is abused by many blacks, it's not really headline? Why is it that most people within America are outraged by Trayvon, yet they're not outraged whenever they see white people being beat up or even killed by blacks, which happens quite a bit, more often, way more often than the other situation. It's a proven fact. Yet, we must ask ourselves why this is occurring. There are three main tools that our opposition is using. Terms that are uniquely Caucasian are homophobia, xenophobia, and racism. Now, do you remember when I was talking about the person who believed that it was their right to punch you? And that if you defended yourself, you were in the wrong? And I said that if you believed that it was all right for that person to punch you without punching back, you had problems. But if you felt that it was your obligation to defend yourself, you had bigger problems? Let me explain. In this upside-down world that we live in, if you believe in relativism, you believe that punching people, or say in the example of this person who believes it's their right to punch people, and the person isn't able to punch back, then you have problems because it contradicts reality, it contradicts absolutes. Logically, if we don't defend ourselves, we become victims. Now, the person who defends himself and who does not want to become a victim has even bigger problems. I state that because we live in a world, as I had stated, upside down, and if you start standing up for right and wrongs, absolutes, then the whole world comes crashing down on you. In the same way that white people are uniquely racist, homophobic, and xenophobic, in the same way it gives minorities the right to make victims of us. They have the right to abuse us. We do not have the right to defend ourselves. And if we do start believing in truth, and if we do start following absolutes, then the whole relativistic world comes down upon us. Now, this is important because our enemies within the media, within every leftist special interest group out there, have been using these terms because there is no dividing line between right and wrong. The laws of non-contradiction go right out the window with these people. They have defined the terms, and they have reinforced those terms with mass propaganda, using media outlets and using law enforcement to continually bombard people with this information, and they put them through schools and bombard them there. And through this continuation of misinforming people and directing what they want to be heard and what they want people to be told, they have seized control, and therefore white people have become literal victims. What I'm stating here is what kind of war we are really in. We are in a war between light and darkness. We are in an ideological war. We are in a war over reality and the fiction. There is a reason why no one is moving to Liberia. There is a reason why there isn't mass immigration into Pakistan. There is a reason why everybody is coming into Europe and America. But when you understand things from the view that everybody is equal, you can't see these things. What seems obvious to people who can see light and dark is oblivious to people who can't see neither. I have been harping for months now upon credibility and belief. You're going to beat these people by standing your ground, being credible, and telling the truth. Just because they have the power right now doesn't mean that they will have the power tomorrow. What I'm saying is we have the internet, we have information, we have the truth. We can reach out to others. We can tell people what is really going on in this world. We can present the facts And that is far more powerful than any myths that they make up. No amount of media power can undermine the truth. No matter how many people reinforce it, no matter how many false debates, no matter how many people they try to present as mentally ill under their new diseases, is going to undermine the reality of why everybody comes into Europe and America. To those who do see why they do, that is where we begin to break down the policies of xenophobia. If you want to break xenophobia and the myths of xenophobia, you must present the facts that are going on today. The facts that people from other countries are immigrating into the Western world. This will put people into the face of reality, where they're forced to either defend themselves and look at the truth, or just ignore it and just keep on going by. And there are people that will do that because they are afraid of the truth. That is to be expected. They don't want to face what's going on because it probably would make them so upset they don't know how to handle it. We can't blame them, they're just weak. And it's the same thing with homophobia. When you start to prove that there is such a tiny group of people, and out of that group of people, almost 50%, more than 50% of them are below the poverty line. A lot of them suffer from death and disease. And when you try to present these things to people and the lifestyles that they offer, the normal people will start to see that maybe this homophobia isn't mental illness after all. It's just make-believe. The left is trying to break down reality. The left is trying to break down men, emasculate men, turn them into women, thereby giving women power. They're attacking white males specifically so minorities can gain power. They are attacking the whole structure of white men who have dominated for so long. This is a war, and until they destroy that premise, they will continue using everything that they've got to fight it. But the truth is, they can't defy reality. But that does not stop them.